Okay, so there seems to be some misgivings on what my issues are with the Dead Isaac Kappy Club. So I kind of want to set everything straight. First of all, I don't give a shit about anybody's hair. I don't care if you wear a wig, if you don't. What weirds me out is that you'll wear that lit thing on your head that's designed for a 6-year-old. You talk like a little girl. And you're involved with a porn company. And you all seem to be involved with kids. Inappropriate with kids. That's my issue. It doesn't have anything to do with your fucking hair. Wear a wig, don't wear a wig. Go bald, do whatever the fucking mark your head up with a marker. I don't give a shit. It's the fact that you're involved with kids. As far as the Australian dude Chris, Tommy's little friend that he sicked on me, dude, my issue with you is that you are trafficking blood diamonds, which is illegal, worldwide illegal. Isaac Kappy got involved with you and Ella High Priest when he came down to Australia. And the very people that ended up taking out Isaac are connected with you. And what's the similarity? You're all fucking Nazis. You're criminal Nazis. You do criminal shit because it's all about power and domination for this group. That's the reason why we're headed. Do you know that they have polls? Do you know what the majority of people in America are looking forward to with this whole exporting the immigrants out? It's not about the fucking immigrants. It's about their shit. It's about their stuff. They're hoping that their neighbors get deported so they can go in and take their shit. That's what this is about. That's the reason why everybody wants to deal with fucking Nazis, because they all think they're gonna get everyone else's shit. That's what's going on in my house. The meth group that is just bombarding me with their little fucking toys, breaking into my house. Every fucking time I leave, it seems like, they break into my house. And my sheriff, who's a fucking Nazi, he serves them. They came in, murdered my friend Owen, took live videos that they posted on YouTube of my town, and then tell me you have no proof. And I told my sheriff that they were in town when Owen died and that they were laughing about killing Owen. He didn't get involved until 6 months later. Sent me a picture that meant nothing on an email account that wasn't the one that I was bitching about, and argued how nothing had happened, nothing to see here. They murdered Owen and laughed about it. Tommy is on fucking the phone with my sheriff left and right. So is the Australian dude, Chris. They're all on, they're all. It's the Nazi bullshit. That's what's headed. That's where we're coming to. That's where we're coming to. It's the Nazi bullshit. They're not Satanists. They don't serve any angel. They don't serve any devil. They're only interested in themselves, their own wants, their own desires. That's what they care about. They killed Isaac because Isaac was trying to expose them. They killed Lori because Lori was trying to help survivors. They're in the process of killing me because I'm trying to expose them, calling out their shit, and they don't like that. Let me point out, I'm not the one who played dead. I had no interest in playing dead. That would be Colonel Michael Aquino and my stepmother, who did it about the same time, a little over 3 years ago. They are the ones who played dead, you know? Well, then, I tell you what, Dana, go fuck yourself. How's that? Bye-bye. Personally, me, if I have anything to say about it, when the reckoning comes, shit. Everyone seems to think that when the reckoning comes and you breathe in your last breath, you're going to be able to go argue with heaven. You're going to be able to go say how your actions or non-actions shouldn't be judged and you should be let into heaven. And so therefore, heaven is going to let you in, you know? And that's not going to work. You end up in the dark, you don't get an audience with heaven. There's no appeal process to any of this. Your actions, if they get you in the dark, you're in the dark. That's how it works. There's no defense attorney. There's no appeal process. There's none of that. And they're on top of me. It's what, 9:20 in the morning? They want everyone to think that I'm about all kinds of shit. They've already called me gay in here. Oh, there's a plant growing out of my head. All their stupid shit in order to discredit, like I give a fuck about someone's wig. I care about the children being trafficked. I care about Lucian Greaves, founder of the Satanic Temple, using his satanic after-school daycare bullshit. There's all the satanic after-school daycare bullshit that's targeting your kids, but fuck, who cares? Because they're someone else's kids, right? Who gives a shit? It's not you, you know? Fuck, if they deport a bunch of people and people get killed and all of that, fuck, that's that. That's not you, you know? Isn't that how it works? And yet, when it comes down to it, if roles get reversed and it's you that's on the chopping block, you'll want everyone to fucking come save you. You'll want the whole fucking cavalry to figure out how to save you. And that's not how it's going to work. We have Nazis marching in the streets. We have oligarchs openly running our government now. It's not for the people, by the people. And they are just feeding all of this hatred for your fellow man so that they can keep power. That's how it's going to work. And yet, we just got hit with what? Another X flare yesterday? And we have no magnetic field. And they'll just dance around and laugh and laugh and laugh. And they just think that they're just all that. Because they're surrounded by people they know ain't going to get off their asses and do anything. Not going to do anything. And the excuse of, well, I didn't know what to do. Oh, Jesus, guys, get off my plants. You know? If that's all you have, see, that's the shit part about it is they can't argue the points that I'm making. They have to come up with all this dumbass bullshit. That's what they argue, this dumbass bullshit. Oh, there's a plant growing in your head. We don't want to talk about Nazis trafficking kids. We want to talk about stupid shit. You know? I can easily move. Now there's not a plant in my fucking head. You know? Now it'll be something else that's fucking stupid. My argument with the Dead Isaac Kappy Club is that they murdered fucking Isaac Kappy. That's what I'm upset about. That's what I've been upset about. I'm upset that they put a bomb in that gas station in Earling, Iowa, and almost murdered a bunch of people. It didn't go well. It didn't go for them. But then they lie about it and say that there was one explosion that leveled the place, and everyone is okay with that, despite the fact that the local news was up here that day, did a news segment on it where Shelby County, Iowa Sheriff Neil Gross was interviewed, and the owner who got out went back in, got his brother-in-law, got him out before the second explosion. He's on that video, that nightly news, and so am I on that nightly news. But the Dead Isaac Kappy Club has so much more to say about it. They know every fucking nuance about it. Tommy, ask Tommy. He knows everything. Everything. And yet he'll tell you, I'm just a little nobody. I just play music. I don't know nothing, but I'm involved with every fucking one of the Dead Isaac Kappy Club. I'm involved with the blood diamond traffickers down in Australia. But don't question me. You're mad because you think I'm a Satanist. That's what you think. You think I'm a Satanist. That doesn't work for Lucian Greaves, though. Yeah, Lucian Greaves set the Satanic Temple. Yes, he's founder of the Satanic Temple, along with his friend Shane Bugbee, who said he left the Satanic Temple because Doug told him he was working with the CIA. That's why Shane Bugbee left, because he didn't want to work with the CIA, along with Lucian Greaves, founder of the Satanic Temple. You know? But Doug can't argue that people don't like him because he's a Satanist, because he's on record saying he's not a Satanist. He's an atheist. So you say one thing out of one side of your mouth, then you say the completely opposite thing on the other side of your mouth, and you want respect. I bet Lucian Greaves is involved with the Diddy stuff. I would be willing to bet. They're all involved with that shit. And if you think Diddy is the only one, what, Diddy was working when Epstein was working. So if there's two, what, there's no more? Nobody even knew about Diddy. They knew about Epstein, but didn't know about Diddy. Now we know about Diddy. Oh, I guess that's it. So there's no more child trafficking. Problem solved, right? You know? They murdered Isaac Kappy. How many suicides have a deluxe 2 CD set that you can buy, complete with his autopsy photos and everything else? You know? How many suicides? Do you know a suicide? Have you gone out and bought their deluxe 2 CD suicide set where they show the autopsies and all of the police reports and all of that? It's so abnormal. And people are just like, oh, well, I guess. Shelby County, Iowa Sheriff Neil Gross will argue that it's not his job to count explosions in the gas station. I guess it wasn't his job to talk about all the threats I was getting either, huh? It wasn't about his job that, well, dude, if you have no clue, then just shut up. Or go find someone else. I don't think I'm the only live on here. I talk about the same shit every fucking time I come in alive. If you're ignorant, that's on your ass, not mine. I tell you what, I'll solve the whole problem for you. How's that? And no one cares. Oh, they will. They will. The Dead Isaac Kappy Club is in here right now. Right now. The Dead Isaac Kappy Club and all their little Nazi friends. And all the really weird ass the problem with most of them is their lives suck. They suck as individuals. They're incels. Most of the little Nazi boys that they have running around are saying, your body, my choice. Because if it's left up to the woman, they don't have a fucking chance. That's why this shit is happening. You know? Child trafficking matters. This Nazi bullshit matters. Children matter. You know what doesn't matter? Your fucking incessant need for everything. Your want. I want. I don't have enough. I want. That person has more than I do. You know? Children do matter. But they send their little Reddit idiots in here. You know, their little Nazi bullshit. They think they're so much, but they turn on each other. That's what ends up happening. They'll turn on each other. Oh, they'll commit crimes. But the minute it comes to saving them their own asses, they'll throw everyone else underneath the fucking bus. But around me, fuck, they don't care. They sent me live videos of my town, and my sheriff supports them. They laughed about murdering my friend Owen, and my sheriff protects them. They blew up a gas station to try and take me out, which, if it had been anyone else, would have been considered a terrorist attack. And he'll lie to protect them. The little Nazis who are criminals. Trafficking blood diamonds is criminal. And Tommy is obviously well involved with the CIA. You only have to go look at that Vice that they did a video. They were interviewing this top CIA dude. They simply brought Tommy's name up, and the dude walked out, ended the thing, said they were trying to set him up, and walked out. And he was one of the heads of the CIA. Or you can watch the other video where he's driving around in the desert saying all this creepy shit. But what was Isaac trying to get investigated? Homeless camps in Arizona in the desert that had shackles attached to the trees that were child size. The same shit that Craig Sawyer and Russ Dizdar were all over national news purporting themselves as heroes. They were going to get it investigated. They were going to expose it. Has it been exposed? Does anyone even fucking know what I'm talking about? Some do, because they were involved around with Isaac. I guess the bigger question is, does anyone give a fuck? You know? Other than the fact that it's mere entertainment. Nazis are bad. They're criminals. They like to hurt people. And that's what this group does. Tommy sought me out. The one bitching about her wig, which she spent years saying, at least the last year, saying she doesn't wear a wig. And now suddenly, so you admit you're a liar. You know? First it's your hair, now it's a wig. Funny how this story changes. But we can't call the lies out. Oh no, can't call those lies out. Can't point out the fucking obvious. Chris, the Australian dude, sought me out. And what do they all do at the very beginning? Ingratiate themselves into your lives. They give you donations. They're friendly. They are just until they're not and they fucking turn on you. And those donations become a weapon. And we're not even talking big donations. But as far as the Dead Isaac Kappy Club goes, you're right. Tommy was sending me donations, not as Tommy, as another person. And then wanted to act like a victim because he found out I was letting him because it's a paper trail. That money that went into PayPal had to come from somewhere. It didn't just manifest itself in there. Had to come from some bank. Where did that bank come from? Who owns the account where the money came from? They'll do anything they can to set people up that they want to annihilate. Well, then go be somewhere else. They come in here with all these fake ass names and insults. They come in as anonymous names and insults, and they expect everyone to respect their opinions, to respect them. But no one respects them in real life. That's the reason why they hide in the fucking shadows. You know? Oh, my sheriff doesn't hide in the shadows, but my sheriff doesn't tell the truth. And around here, it's not his job to report crimes. It's not his job to count explosions. It's not his job to actually worry about murderers. His job is to arrest the competition. Anyone else who's running a goddamn meth ring or a drug ring around here, it's his job to arrest him and get rid of him so that it's only him and his group, you know? And it's pretty easy, especially when your uncle is the prosecuting attorney in the town, in Shelby County. They just tried to shut my electricity off over a $200 bill that was only 2 weeks late, right before Christmas. I got the disconnect notice for the 18th of December. And that $200 was only a couple weeks late. I had paid half of it. I was trying to get the other half paid. They tried to shut my... Do you know what would happen? It's 15 degrees today. You know? It's 15 degrees. And so they're trying to do everything they can to shut me up because they want to hide their criminal bullshit. They'll come into town, murder my friend, post all kinds of live videos on YouTube, but there's no problem with my... What the fuck were they doing in my town? If they weren't murdering Owen, it's not like they live around me. What were they doing in my town? You know? Any of those questions ever get asked? They'll focus on dead Isaac Kappy, but notice how they don't want to talk anything about what he was trying to investigate, which was a child trafficking ring. I know, they're so entertaining. Maybe I should sing while I talk about it. Maybe juggle a little bit, you know, that way everyone is really entertained. Because Nazis are entertaining, aren't they? All their shit, all their evil shit. And yet, at the same time, everyone's convinced that the Nazi bullshit is so wonderful, you think you're going to be fucking raptured into heaven any second. You know? It's called delusional. Delusional. They'll attack me with their weapons. That they came out in 2006. The Air Force went in front of Congress saying they had these weapons. They were going to use them on the American people to show the rest of the world these weapons are safe. It's now 2025, And these weapons still aren't out in the open. Now we have something called the Havana syndrome that I guess is caused by Voldemort and his group of Death Eaters. You know, the shit happens by magic. Unless you listen to the FBI. Everybody, including the 3 embassies, every single one of them had mental illness and were a product of mass hysteria. Every single embassy, everyone in there. They only hired crazy people who who got under mass hysteria, who had brain damage from the shit. You know? The issue is that most people are just more than willing to be lied to. That's what you want. You want to be lied to. You want to be placated. You want to be told that everything you do is fine. It's great. You don't have to worry about shit. The evil in the world, oh, fuck it. If it doesn't end up on your doorstep, why give a fuck? Isn't that how it works? I mean, in practice, not by words. If you ask anybody, they'll vehemently tell you how much they care. You know, they'll vehemently tell you how much they care and how you're a dickhead for even suggestion that they don't care. But when proof is in the pudding, shit, they don't do shit. They don't do shit. They can't even be bothered to like and share. They can't be bothered to get a hold of law enforcement. They can't be involved unless it's them. Unless it's something they want, they need. You know? Mark McGallis, you weren't lobotomized. Be thankful. Somehow or other, I think that that's Lucian Greaves right there. Or part of Lucian Greaves' little posse. You know? I'm just... all their shit has failed. What's going to happen is that we're in a period of judgment. They're going to be able to do their shit so that people can sit back and do nothing. Or, worse, break into the people's houses and take their shit. But in the end, God's using the sun to burn this shit away. So you better appreciate your shit while you have it. Because God is already using the sun to burn it away. You know? And then, when all your fucking loot is ash in your hand, what exactly are you gonna have? The dark? The dark is gonna claim you. I know, everyone's above God. Everyone's above God. God would never judge them harshly. You know? And so, they break into my house at will. They're fucking trying their damnedest to take me down with their little fucking machines. They just tried to turn off my electricity at Christmas. They blew up a gas station and lied about it. They basically, they'll do whatever fucking crime they want to do. And they'll laugh about it. And then when you call them out about it, they want to make themselves out to be victims. That's what they want. Chris wants to make himself out to be a victim. They think they're all powerful. They're all powerful. They can do whatever the fuck they want. And they can never be held accountable. That's what they believe. That's what this Nazi bullshit is all about. That's the reason why we're letting an oligarch like Elon Musk run shit. Because let's be real, most of you want to be fucking Elon Musk. So you're okay with all the evil shit that's going on. You want to be him. So therefore, whatever he does, it's just, I really don't care for the conversation, and so I'm just going to get rid of you. I don't have time for little Nazi incels who can't get laid, who want to take out all their aggression on victims. That's what they want to do. And that's what this is all about. How many women do you think Nick Fuentes gets? How many women are banging on his door? The Nazis don't pray. Nazis don't do shit. The Nazis serve themselves. You know who the Nazis serve? They look in the mirror and see who they serve. That's how it works. They serve themselves. Their wants, their desires. That's what they want. And they think it's all, nobody can stop them. And why? Because nobody does. Nobody gives a shit. You know? People are more accepting than they're not. Fuck the polls that are out there now showing how people are just planning on going into people's houses and taking their shit. But they'll pray every Sunday in church because they are the righteous. You know? And then when it goes bad and they end up in the dark by their own actions, they'll blame God or their parents or their siblings or their neighbors or their politicians. They'll blame everyone but the very one who got them in the darkness themselves. And so it's been terrible. I have a feeling they're getting ready to just take me out because their weapons are off the fucking charts. Off the fucking charts. And I get email after email where they're just telling people, like, I give a fuck that that idiot wears a wig. I care more that you dress like a 6-year-old kid and that you ingratiate yourself with kids. That's what I care about. Just like I care about Pootie Twang online on all the platforms with the kids. That's what I care about. That's what I care about. I care about all the criminal shit. The blood diamond trafficking. And fuck, Tommy knows all of them. He sicks them on me all the time. Shit. Novella after novella after novella, how he knows everything about everyone. Isaac, me, the Dead Isaac Kappy Club, all the people in Australia, Ella High Priest. He knows everything. And nobody even, you know, and he's in league with my sheriff. Fuck, Captain Underpants. That's how I know that Chad Butler is my handler at the sheriff's department, because Neil Gross sent him an email and he posted it, and Captain Underpants took the email and just posted it on YouTube so I could read the whole thing. That's how I even know about Chad Butler, because my sheriff is in league with them. He's in league with them. Well, of course he's in league with them. They blew up a goddamn gas station and he hid it. He lied about it. You know? One explosion that levels the place is different than 2 explosions that happen 9.5 minutes apart. And your official report is the definitive word, and it's a lie. And yet, you want it to be said just the opposite. Even though my sheriff is on KETV, along with the owner, along with me. Obviously, since I was there, I probably know more about what was going on concerning the Earling, Iowa gas station explosion than Tommy and the Dead Isaac Kappy Club, who are all doing their best to try and say, nothing to see here, nothing to see here, nothing at all, nothing at all. You know? That's how it works. That's how it works. They know more. I was a half a block from the fucking thing. I was on the news. I was the one getting the death threats. The deputy that worked for Neil Gross, who committed suicide a week and a half before that gas station explosion, was the one they had coming after me at the time. But they know more. And I can't say anything because they're running around with Michael Aquino's argument. Oh, you're discriminating against me because you think I'm a Satanist. I don't give a fuck who you worship. I care what you do. That's what I care about. I care about the murders that are all surrounded this group. I care about the gas station explosion. There was a terrorist attack. Again, I'm not the one pretending to be dead. That was Colonel Michael Aquino and my stepmother who did it at the exact same time. I would have never known the difference had I not run in to my stepmother at the farmhouse cafe. And the fact that they tried to say that Michael Aquino committed suicide a second time 3 years later. But all of it is okay. It's all fine. Child trafficking is okay. Just as long as it's not my kids, it's okay. Let them rape and murder however many kids they want, just as long as it's not my kids. Because God loves me. God loves my kids. God will protect me. So what? All the kids that they're abducting and murdering deserve it? Is that what you're saying? Those kids are deserving of being abducted and raped and murdered. They deserve it. Your kids don't, so I guess they do. See how this works? But again, nobody can be called out about anything. Because then I'm being mean. Big bad David. That went out, what, a week or two ago? Poor little Neil Gross. My poor little sheriff has to deal with me. Haven't talked to him since the fucking beginning of the summer when I ran into him at Hy-Vee. And then all I did was nod at him. Before that, I can't even tell you the last time I talked to him. It's not me that's sending him email after email after email. It's not me who's calling him up over and over and over and over. That's Tommy and the Dead Isaac Kappy Club. That's who it is. That's who he deals with, not me. I didn't even know who this Chris dude was. I knew he was from Australia, but didn't really associate him with Ella High Priest and the whole Blood Diamond thing. And now he wants to come off and say, oh, I'm calling you out for fucking trafficking blood diamonds, dickhead. That's what I'm calling you out for. Nothing else. So unless you're going to say that you're not into trafficking blood diamonds, because that's what Isaac was involved with. And you're obviously involved with Isaac because Tommy sicked you on me. And that's who you're upset about, is that I'm talking about Isaac. You know? My problem is not that they're Satanists. I do have a problem with the whole child trafficking, pedophile bullshit, but it has more to do with the fact that they're all Nazis. And Nazis can march in your own town and you'll poo-poo it in your own fucking heads. Your cognitive dissonance is going to end you up in the motherfucking dark. And it'll be your own fucking fault. It'll be your own fault. Don't blame God. Don't blame your parents. Don't blame your siblings. Don't blame your neighbors. Don't blame me. You did it to your fucking selves. But personal responsibility isn't so highly accepted anymore. We don't give a shit about personal experience, personal responsibility. None of us are responsible. It's everyone else's fault that we do the stupid shit we do. You know? And again, I know I'm supposed to be sing-songing. Oh, child trafficking. Oh, shall I read you a child's book about child trafficking? Shall I sing you a song about it? Will that make you feel better? Will make you feel better? Oh, the child traffickers, they're all okay. If they're Nazis, just ignore it, because it's not you. Do you feel better now? It's disgusting. And the fact that that's how people are responding and acting is sad. Oakland County Sheriff covers up child rape. They seem to have a lot of sheriffs. They seem to have a lot of police departments who are going to be on the front fucking lines when people start getting, I bet that my sheriff works with that company he likes so well that's right across from the parking lot, and they get their little van and they go get into all the immigrants' houses. Once they're gone, they can get all their shit. Woohoo! Filled with want. Don't know anything other than want. And don't give a shit about each other. Only so much that you can get their shit. You know? But I just wanted to make it quite fucking clear why I'm at this and why I stay at this. Don't give a shit what fucking wig you wear or don't wear. You know, don't give a shit. I care about the Nazi shit. I care about the criminal stuff. I care about the fact that they break into my house at will. I care that my sheriff is helping them do their evil shit to me. And they laugh about it online. And my sheriff gets all the shit. I forward everything. There's no plausible deniability anymore. He gets it all. You know? But I guess it doesn't make any difference. It doesn't matter. Children don't matter. Crime doesn't matter. They can murder whoever they fuck they want. As long as it doesn't affect you, I guess it's all okay. You know? And this happens day in and day out. But let me tell you, I know why heaven is allowing me to go through this shit. You know, I've heard of that name. Patriot, I've heard of that name before. I don't know where, but I've heard that name. The shit that I'm going through right now in this life is all being channeled into the dark. They're little fucking toys that they think they're just so great at. They better learn how to fucking live forever. They better, because if they end up in the dark, the shit that I'm going through is going to be their existence for eternity. Where people who find themselves in the new garden breathe in joy, the people who find themselves in the dark are going to experience the same shit I've had to go through. And I'm going to make sure that it's just awful. And you're all going to get the same fucking amount of mercy that everyone else got offered. None. None. You can cry, you can bitch,
No one will come save you. No one will be able to help you. And God isn't in the dark. So you can pray all you want. Heaven ain't going to hear you in the dark. John Ashcraft, that's who I knows. Yeah. See, there's a lot more. I'm not going to get involved with all of the Oprah Winfrey's and Tom Hanks and all of that because they're not the day-to-day bullshit. They're not involved with the satanic after-school daycare bullshit that's targeting the kids. They're not in league with the blood diamond trafficking group that Chris dude is all involved with. They're not involved with Tommy, him going out and targeting every survivor and every advocate to shut them the fuck up. Because that's what he does. That's what he does. I'm not the first. I am definitely not the only. You know? The Nazi bullshit, all their Nazi bullshit, and this child trafficking, murdering Owen, murdering Isaac Kappy, just so that they can keep doing their evil fucking nasty shit. You know? And they're all going to be held accountable. And the shit that I'm going through right now is going to be waiting for him in the fucking dark. I have to go through it because I have to understand the nuances. I have to know what it's like emotionally. I have to know what it's like physically. That's why heaven has me right now in this position, so I can understand it all intricately. And I do. I may not know how those fucking machines work. I may not know it, but I know what it's like when they're aimed at you. Directed energy weapons do. That's what our government calls them. The paperwork is on my blog, davidshurter.com. Easily spelled, David Shurter. You know? They come in anonymously and insult and think that they're accomplishing something. That's what they believe. So that they can hide their Nazi ass bullshit. They'll do whatever fucking crimes they can think of. And they go, their depravity knows no boundaries. And so well, my town is all involved with the goddamn drug operation. Protecting fucking Nazis and pedophiles. You know? The Freemasons here in town are all involved with kids. They're taking donations because they're all involved with kids around here. The Freemasons. Harlan. Freemasons. And they're all okay with it. Everyone's okay with it. It's not our sheriff's job to do his fucking job. It's not his job to count explosions, investigate murders, report acts of terrorism. Might not have been his job to investigate it, but it sure was his fucking job to report it, I would think. Exactly what is a sheriff's job? It's certainly not to protect and serve members of the community unless they're fucking criminals. You know? And so, and all this Nazi bullshit is just out in the open, and everyone seems to be totally okay with it. You know? Not going to do anything about it. Certainly not going to. When they do mass deportations and all of that, people just sit back. Probably consider breaking into your fucking neighbor's house if they get deported. Shit, they might have a television. They might have dishes. They might have shit you want. Their house is open. Go get it. Covet your neighbor's shit as much as you fucking want. Fuck their wives, murder their kids, break every one of the 10 commandments. They don't matter anymore. God doesn't matter anymore. What matters is your wants and your desires and the shit that you hold against everyone else. That's the shit that matters. Fuck the gay people. Fuck the colored people. Fuck the women who are pregnant. Fuck them all. The only ones that matter are you. Your wants, your desires, your shit. That's what matters. Fuck God. But when you end up in the fucking darkness for an eternity, the only ones that you will have to blame is the one looking back at you when you look in the mirror. Of course, you won't be able to do that in the dark because there is no light in the dark. There is no Father. So no light. No heat. Oh, you burn all right, but it's from the cold, not from the heat. Cold, like your hearts, your soulless little hearts who think that fucking criminals are great. So all you Nazis, stand back and stand by, because your time is almost here. And with that said, I'm out of here.